So I have been studying abroad in Cork, Ireland since the beginning of January, and somehow it's already been a month. So I wanted to do like a little review of everything I spent in the first month of being here because I thought why not? And I kind of I really enjoy tracking these things. So including travel of everywhere I've been so far, and the food I had when I was eating out and that kind of stuff, and transportation to the stuff, and then experiences. So kind of just the whole being in other places and everything outside of groceries and everything I bought to be set up here. I went to London, Budapest, and then I went to inside Ireland. I went to Galway and Kinsale. So the first category, which is travel, which is for sure the largest cost by all of this. I went to London from the 16th of January to the 18th, and we got in late Friday night and left early Monday morning because that's when the flights were the cheapest. For hotels, we did a 9-room hostels because there was 9 of us, and for that I paid about $19 per night, totaling about $57 for the whole weekend. And then the flights to get there was $40 round trip from Cork, which is not bad. And transportation, that included taking a taxi from the airport to the place, taking the tube, and then we took a bus back to the airport. That totaled to be about $116. Food and drink, I spent about $98 when I was there. And then souvenirs, I bought 3 books and 1 Zara set, so a top and bottom, and that totaled about $116. The London weekend total for those 3 days was about $427, which it's a lot. The pounds conversion is a little bit crazy. We went to Budapest from the 29th of January to the 1st of February. So we got there Thursday afternoon and then left early Monday morning. So the flights for that was about $90 round trip, and we went to Dublin to fly from there because it was much cheaper than going to Cork. The Airbnb was about $18 per night for 3 nights, so I paid $54 for that. Transportation was a lot cheaper at $46 because there was only 4 of us, so it was a little bit easier to get transportation and stuff. At food and drink, I spent $66. We did the Prosecco cruise, which I highly recommend, but it was about $30, and you got unlimited Prosecco and a really cool river cruise, which really awesome. And souvenirs, I got a trench coat, a watch, a ring, postcard, and some other random souvenirs for my family. So that totaled to be about $116. So the total for the whole weekend in Budapest was about $402. Outside of going to different countries, I also went to 2 cities that are in Ireland. So I went to Galway, which was about for food, getting there and back, and for souvenirs, like the Clawder ring, I paid about $114 for that trip. For Kinsale, transportation and everything there, I spent about $20. For Galway and Kinsale, we only spent a day there, so we did not spend any nights anywhere, so that was nice. The second category I really just had was Cork daily living, so kind of what I paid outside of groceries and stuff while I was here throughout the month. How much I paid for food, eating out and all that kind of stuff was $140. I will say the first week I was eating out a lot because I didn't really know what things I needed for my kitchen and that kind of stuff, so that took some time. And then drinks, I paid $97 because Refreshers Week, you go out every single night, so it was kind of just adding up through that. And then transportation, I spent $31. For activities, I went to the movies, and doing laundry here was about $23. And then shopping, getting a postcard, and just I got a leather jacket, it was about $46. So Cork daily living outside of the necessities was about $337. So in total, going to London, Budapest, and doing my day trips, Galway and Kinsale, and also just daily living here, doing stuff here, I spent about $1,300 in my first month. So kind of crazy. What I've learned really most throughout just being my first month of being here and abroad and budgeting for these kind of things. First week, you really just have to you are really just figuring out where you are. You have to figure out the basics of how to get groceries here, where people get all of that kind of stuff. So it's just kind of expensive having to buy bedding and having to buy everything you need to live here. So that this month is probably more expensive than every other month I'm going to be doing. I've met some people that are Canadian here and they do not have Venmo. I always kind of offer to pay for stuff because I like getting credit card points. That's just a me thing. And I usually, the people I've met, they've all paid me back. I trust all of them. But the one thing is that just Canadians cannot use Venmo, so you have to expect to get euros, or just like you're not gonna get like an immediate bank transfer with that when everyone else is Venmoing you back. You'll kind of have that hard because it is so easy here just to tap your card and just forget that you're paying for all this stuff. It's insane. It's specific to Ireland, but as someone who's going abroad in Cork, within like 2 or 3 days of being here, I got the student leave card, which is like their public transit here, and that saves, I can already tell that's going to save a lot of money. It already has saved me a lot of money. A $44 round trip cost $20 for me. That is how much I spent within the first month of being here. For how much I spent, I do feel like the souvenirs I've gotten have been very thoughtful. I feel like the experiences I've had there have been really fun, so it's all worth it. But we'll see how much I spend next month.